We're going to go through this training today, um, and on this week, I should say. And again, the goal is for us to be arrive to the same destination. Our goal is to arrive to the same destination, and that is to be in a position to win at a very high level in 2024. So look, here's a quick look at the agenda. Here's the agenda for this week. The agenda is day one, we're going to talk about the secrets of success, mapping our mind for success. Tomorrow, we're going to get into marketing mastery, learn how to promote properties effectively in an online driven process. Day three, we're going to look at mastering the art of negotiation. I love this. Hone your skills for professional deal closing and how to overcome any objection. How many objections are there in real estate? Where there are many, but I'm going to show you how to overcome any objection. And then on day four, unlocking real estate future. Day four, is the 4-step listing presentation. I'm going to share with you 4 things to do to get in a position to list more homes in less time. And when we list more homes in less time, we save ourselves time, we save ourselves money, and we outperform the competition. And then, of course, on day 5, tools, trends, and technology for 2024. What are some things that you and I can consider? What are things that we can look at implementing for 2024? Again, the idea here is to have super success. A little bit about me. Who's this guy? Who is Rich Williams? I am Rich Wallstreet Williams, nickname Wallstreet. I don't have time to get into the nickname Wallstreet Williams. I got 53 minutes of time with you today. We'll get into who Wallstreet Williams is later. But I am excited and I'm committed to your success. I've been doing business development, sales and business development. I've been doing it for almost 18 years. 13 years have been focused on helping real estate professionals take their businesses to the next level. Some have deemed me the doctor of development, the professor of productivity. I have helped entrepreneurs, sales professionals, small business owners, and realtors amass more than $153 million since I've been on this journey. And the whole purpose is that so you want to get it to give you an idea that I'm not a novice. Like a friend of mine said, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. As my way of saying thank you for taking the time out this week. I got a couple of things that we're doing. We got some products that I have. I have the ABC of creating a Facebook page. I have prospecting for success. By the way, I'm sharing portions of prospecting success today on this week, and I'll be sharing portions from the ABCs of getting for sale by owner listing. I'll be sharing portions from that. When it comes to working with for sale by owners, I have an 85% success rate of setting that appointment. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. So these products normally retail for $197. For those that are going through the challenge, it's available to you for just $49.95. That's like 75% off. Also, it's my way of saying thanks to those that persevere until the end. I wrote a book a few months ago called The Side Hustle, Unlock the Secrets to Success. That's for the realtor, for the business professional. You're still working a 9-to-5 job. You're still working a 40-hour job, but your goal, your aspiration, your dream is to launch your business. So I show you how to work that full-time job as well as how to structure your business and how to scale up so that when you leave your business, when you leave your 9-to-5 job, you walk right into your business. And that book I'm giving away this week for free. It is available on Amazon for those that want to go and get it. You want to purchase it. I believe the digital version of it is like $9, and the paperback, I don't know, the paperback is like 12 or 13 bucks, and then there's a hard copy that's like $19. So 72 pages of walking you through how to launch your business, and then there are questions at the end of each chapter. And then at the end of the book, there are goal sheets for you to use, set yourself goals for 12 months. All that's available to you for free. As my way of saying thank you. Rich, why are you doing this? I get asked this a lot. Why are you doing this type of training? Why are you doing this? Well, here's the passion. A few years ago, I was doing some training, actually longer than a few years ago, maybe 10 or 12 years ago. I'm doing some training with some real estate agents. And while I was preparing for the training, I came across a stat that was given by the National Association of Realtors. And friend, the National Association of Realtors said that 80%, about 80% of realtors fail in real estate or quit within the first 12 to 36 months. Failure or quit within the first 12 to 36 months. You know, friend, just think about the number of realtors that when you got your license 12 months ago, 4 months ago, if it was 12 months ago, the chances are that 6 or 7 of them are no longer practicing real estate full time, right? So we have the answer. We want you to help level up your business. And that's part of the reason for this success. My desire is to create CAB, CAB, credibility. That means you operate with confidence, authority, which means you know your worth in the marketplace, and then be a benefit. So in order to be a benefit, we have to understand that we serve first and then we sell second. Always want to sell more. Serve more, and then you always will be in a position to sell second. So here we go. Day 1, mapping your mind for success. In the realm of personal development, friend, and achieving one's goal, the power of a positive mindset can be overstated. You know, it's not just a buzzword. Positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will. Positive thinking will help you do everything better than negative thinking will. Our thoughts influence our beliefs, which in turn stage our actions. By adopting a positive attitude, by doing what? By adopting a positive attitude, we pave the way for more fulfillment, productivity, and we have a resilient life, right? We have more of a resilient life. So positive attitude, mindset is the beginning. Everything else that we do the rest of this week is going to be built on a foundation of having the right mindset as it relates to your success. Not my success, friend. Your success as it relates to your success. Like one of the things I tell when I'm doing training with realtors, and doesn't matter if you're new in the business or you've been doing it for a while, I say you have to have the mindset when you walk into the office that I am the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. I am the CEO of a multi-real estate. I am the CEO. I am the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. So you have to walk into the office. You have to walk into that client's appointment. You have to walk into that buyer's agency consultation. You have to walk in it with the mindset that you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. When you embrace the mindset that you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate, I'm telling you, friend, it's going to change. It is going to change how you show up every day. Because I believe you got to get up and then you have to show up every day. You got to get up and then you have to show up every single day. You got to put your best foot forward. One time, I had an employee come into the office and say, "Hey, Rich, I don't know about today, man. I got up on the wrong side of the bed." I said, "Wait a minute, go home, get up on the other side of the bed." Now, jokingly, I said that, but there's a reality to it. Listen, friend, if you got up on the wrong side of the bed, go home and get up on the opposite side of the bed. One time I said that, someone said, "Well, what do you do if your bed is against the wall?" Move the bed away from the wall. So you got to wake up in the morning. When I get up in the morning, this is just a part of affirmation that I have. And I'm talking about mindset because you got to have the right mindset to go where you want to go to take your business. You got to see it long before you be it. I know grammatically that doesn't make sense, or grammatically it may not be correct, but you got to become it on the inside first, and then you'll manifest it on the outside. If I can hold it in my mind, I will eventually hold it in my hand. If I can hold it in my heart on the inside of me, on the canvas of my imagination, if I can hold it in my heart, eventually I'll hold it, possess it in my hand. You got to understand that I have to become better on the inside. And when I become better on the inside, people will place demand for me to grow bigger on the outside. You got to understand that when you start your business, you start with a 24-lane highway first. Yeah, I know I'm coming in hot, right? Like Andy Mineo song, coming in hot. But it's mindset. We have to have the right mindset about what we're doing. You got to have the right mindset. Listen, if that's making sense to you, I want you to drop a fire emoji. Let me see a fire emoji. Thank you so much. I see it. Thank you so much. I see the fire emoji, right? Drop a fire emoji, man, if this is making sense. So mindset is pivotal to your success. That's primary. It's paramount to your success. You got to have the right mindset as it relates to where we're going and how we get there. All right. So then we understand that this positive thinking will help us do more things than negative thinking would. You know, one of the things I say as it relates to mapping the mind is that you got to work on your business first and then you work in your business second. You got to work on your business first and then you work in your business second. Hard work will beat skill when skill won't work hard. And also, as it relates to mindset and growth and development, never let a 3-digit number stand in the way of a 6-figure lifestyle. Never let a 3-digit number. What do you mean by that? So if I had to spend $500 to get the information, to get the coaching, to get the support, to get the whatever it is that I need, if it cost me $500, but the trade-off in turn was that I was able to live a 6-figure lifestyle, 7-figure lifestyle, then I'm not going to let that 3-digit number stand in my way. I'm just talking about having the right mindset. You know, there's 2 zones. There's what the magic zone, or I call it the success zone, or the comfort zone. Look inside the circle for a minute. Inside the circle is the comfort zone. Inside the circle is those who where 90%, I believe, the population is. They just live a mediocre life. They're just surviving. They're just getting by. You know, they're settling for less. They have the mindset or the thought, what if I fail? They're average. And let me tell you something, friend. Average is an enemy to greatness. Average is an enemy to greatness. But once you get into the success zone, that's outside of the comfort zone. There's fearlessness, there's confidence, there's a lifestyle, there's security, there's financial freedom, and you understand that the sky is the limit. Friend, my mindset is that I don't have a shortage. I don't have a shortage, right? I don't have scarcity mindset. I do not have a scarcity mindset. Neither should you, right? We live in a land of abundance. We live in a land of abundance. There's more than enough to put in store for us. And so when I get up in the morning, my mindset is like that. As a matter of fact, I start my affirmation. I start out with an attitude of gratitude. And I thank the Lord. Lord, thank you. This is the day that you've made. And I am rejoicing and I'm being glad in it. Thank you, Lord, for another day. I have breath in my body. I have the faculty, I have the operation, full operation of my limbs, right? So I start out with gratitude. But as we transition through this process of this comfort zone, right? We gotta visualize success and we got to embrace a growth mindset, and then we got to put in place a strategic plan to help us get to where we want to be. Tip number 1, visualize your success. Tip number 2, embrace a growth mindset. Tip number 3 is that you got to craft a strategic action plan to get you there, right? An action plan. If you don't know where you're going, friend, any road is going to take you there. A growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is I'm either good at it or I'm not. A fixed mindset says when I'm frustrated, I give up. A fixed mindset will say I don't like to be challenged. That's a fixed mindset. A growth mindset, on the other hand, are individuals with a growth mindset believe that their abilities, right? Their abilities and intelligence can be developed and improved over time through effort, learning, and perseverance. I can learn anything I want to. When I'm frustrated, I will persevere. I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself. So, what mindset we're talking about? I want to get into this database because day one is the mindset, and then looking at having a mindset. Now I'm looking to launching my real estate business. If you're already in business, what I'm telling you or what I'm suggesting that you consider doing is in 2024, tell all of your sphere of influence, hey, I'm relaunching my business. Just do a relaunch. right? Get on the phone, call people. Hey, how you doing, Bob? This is Rich. How's the family's doing? Good. Listen, I know you know that I'm in real estate. I'm relaunching my business, and I have some high goals and aspirations 2024. And I appreciate your help. I would appreciate having your help. Ask for help. I would appreciate helping your help. Oh, no, sure, no worries, Rich. How can I help you? Hey, listen, if you come across anyone that's thinking about buying and selling real estate, do me a favor. Give them my information, or better yet, get their information and give it to me. I appreciate your help because I am grateful and thankful for everything that my family, my friends, my clients have given me, and I appreciate your help. I'm looking to do more. I'm looking to serve more families in 2024. Ask for the help, right? But this mindset that I'm talking about for for a thriving database. Let's take a look at that. What's the mindset for a thriving database? Well, how do you find prospects? How do you find prospects? You can sit in the office, you can hope, right? You can knock on doors. Something I used to do. You see where it says the pink note there. What I used to do when I was working with for sale by owners is I would knock on the door, and if it was an expired listing, as not a for sale by owner, but if it was an expired listing, what I would do, because a large percentage of my business, probably 90% of my business, uh, was for sale by owners and expired listings. That was 90% of my listing. So if it was expired listing, I knock on the door. I look in the MLS, I get the information, and like everyone else is sending letters, emails, or whatever, I just go out and knock on the door. I'm old fashioned. And if they answered the door, great. I had a conversation with them. And if they didn't answer the door, this is the pink note technique, right? You got to be bold to do this. Have a pink sticky note, stick it on the door, and say, Rich Williams, I have a real estate matter I'd like to discuss with you, and put your phone number. People come home, they see this pink note. Pink sends a message to the brain. Now, try it. Just try it and see what happens. And expire. And I would have a seller call me back. Hey, Rich, got your note on my door. You said you had a real estate matter you want to discuss me. What is it? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for calling me back. The real estate matter is I saw that you had your house listed, didn't sell. What happened? I don't go jump right into, hey, listen, let me sell it for you. It didn't sell. What happened? Anyways, knock on the door, pink note. You can mail flyers, cards, letters, email. You can do social media. I'll talk more about social media, not today, but tomorrow we'll touch on social media as it relates to marketing, branding, and using a digital format to get your properties out. You can use the telephone. I love the telephone. Last week I did a live phone call to some for sale by owners, and I called four for sale by owners, and I got two. I got one appointment. One person called me back and set an appointment to go take a look at the house. Anyways, but so you can use the telephone for sale by owners, expired listings. You don't, if you're calling for sale by owners or expired listing, your only role is to get your foot in the door. Tomorrow I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Or you can do warm calls to your sphere of influence, right? And I shared that with you earlier. Hey, I'm relaunching my business in 2024. I could use your help, right? So this lead generation, this building my database is I got to understand that I got to prospect. I got to prospect. I have to prospect. Friend, I'm going to suggest this too. If you want to start 2024 strong, I would focus on prospecting more than marketing. Prospecting more than marketing. Now there's a balance to it. I understand that. And unfortunately, today I don't have time to get into the details of it. But if you want to get into the details, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to carve out some time for you. By the way, that we do have a VIP. We're offering a VIP package this week. That means that you can, after the Zoom call for an hour, I will invite you to a private Zoom room where for the next 45 to 60 minutes, we could talk about your business. I give you ideas. We could discuss what it takes to take what you need to do to take the business to the next level. $17 to do that. $17 one time for the rest of the week. So the Champions Night lead generation, 3 days and 3 days of growth in the office. Start at 10 a.m. I say 10 a.m. because And anytime earlier, agents got a little nervous about being in the office before 10 a.m. Now, for me, when I was doing real estate full time, I'm in the office at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Now, I don't start calling or reaching out to people to 9 o'clock, but I'm there 7:30 in the morning. I get my cup of coffee. I'm sitting down at my desk, and then the first thing I start doing is going through my email because I realized the champion diet for me was I got to start with old business first before I start generating new business. I got to close the loop on old business before I start generating new business because there is a fortune in the follow up. So I start your day at 10 a.m. and then you start setting appointments. You start setting appointments. How do I set appointments? I prospect. Well, Rich, what do I say and how do I do it? I'm going to get there. Stay with me. We are going to get there. So this lead generation cycle, establish a lead generation cycle. Establish a lead generation cycle. What should you do? Establish a lead generation cycle. Lead generation is a combination of two things. It's prospecting, which is seeking customers, and it's marketing, which is attracting customers. What is lead generation? It's a combination of two things. It's prospecting, we are seeking customers, or it's marketing, we are attracting customers. What I'm saying is for the next 60 or 90 days, spend more time on prospecting, seeking customers than you are on marketing. Now, if you already have a marketing in place, you already have, social media content that you post at a consistent, regular time frame, don't stop that, continue that. I'm just saying, look at ways to expand or increase your prospecting activities, right? Lead generation. So it's attracting customers versus marketing. Seek customers via prospecting, extract information, and then you enter them into the database. What's the lead generation cycle of success, Rich? Okay, you seek customers by prospecting, you extract information, and then you enter them into the database. Friend, I'm going to show you how to systematically interact with your database so that your database comes alive. Do you know that research shows that if you and I can establish a database and systematically interact with that database, that in real estate, your database will give 2 referrals or 2 leads for every 100 names in your database? What? Yeah, for every 100 names in your database, you should be getting two leads, 2 referrals minimum, right? So we're going to talk about how to set that up. If it's not happening, then there's a reason why it's not happening. Now, this reminds me of a story of there's a realtor who went into his broker's office. He was all frantic and he said, okay, I need a higher commission split. There are companies, these other companies are after me. So I need a higher commission split. The broker said, oh my goodness, what are the companies that are after you? He said, it's the cable company. It's the light company. It's the mortgage company. I need a higher split. Okay, that didn't go over too well. So prospecting, prospect, extract information, put the information in your database. For the life of me, I do not understand a sales professional that gets into a conversation and he or she doesn't exchange information and or extract information that they could put into the database later. Let me give you let me give you a quick way to get a person's information. Let's pretend I'm at Target. How many of you shop at Target? It's Target for others. For me, it's Target. And let's pretend I go to the customer service. I'm exchanging an item after Christmas. I have to exchange an item. And I'm talking to the person. I say, you know what? You would be good. You would do good in my business. What do you think the response is when I say something like that? They say, well, what business are you in? Wham, I hit them with a business card. I'm in real estate. I help people find a dream home, or I help people, whatever it is that you say in those first few seconds. It's not trying to sell them. You just say, hey, listen, if you know if anyone buying or selling real estate, do me a favor, have them. And then I would ask them a question. Have you thought about the real estate market? They say, no. Listen, I'd love to send you some information, right? What's the best number I can text this to? If they're uncomfortable, what email address? I'm not got the information. Okay, Sharon, boom, 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 Sharon at gmail.com. Got it. Extract information, right? Never give information away, exchange information. Never give information away, exchange information. So seek customers by prospecting, extract information, and then enter that information into your database. So this lead generation cycle, friend, is understanding marketing versus prospecting. The truth is, in the first 90 days, I've already said this, prospecting is more critical than marketing. Now, this is primarily for newer real estate agents, but it's also applicable for realtors that are already in business, but you're looking to relaunch or you want to do more. You have, I don't know of any successful realtor that doesn't have aspirations to do better each year. I don't know of any successful realtor. I don't know of any realtor. Now, there are some realtors that they've been in real estate 30 years or since it's been invented, and they're not trying to grow. They just want to maintain what they have, or they're very, very select on who they work with. That's not the group that I'm talking to right now. I'm talking to the agent that wants to do better in 2024. I'm talking to the person that wants to take their business to the next level in 2024. I'm talking to the realtor that you just got your real estate license yesterday. The first 90 days, prospecting is more critical than marketing. Marketing is attracting, prospecting is pursuing. Marketing is attracting customers, right? Marketing is attracting customers. Prospecting is pursuing. And during this process, understand the meaning of no. Okay, lean in real close. Lean in real close. This is a coaching moment. Let's pretend this is you and I, and we're sitting in a coaching session. We're on one-on-one. I close the door. No one else can hear the conversation. And we're leaning in. And you're saying, "Oh, Rich, I want to take. I went on a listing appointment. I didn't get the signature, or I made 100 phone calls and I didn't get any response." And you're feeling bad, and you say, "What should I do?" Lean in. This is Coach Talk. Keep calling. Right? Keep calling, because we got to get through the no's before we can get to the yes. We have to get through the no's so that we can get to the yes. Keep calling. Understand the meaning of no. When a person tells me no, there's a couple of things I hear in my head. Not now, maybe later. No, not now, maybe later. Hey, Mrs. So and so, boom, boom, boom. We had a conversation. You responded to social media, a post on social media, DM you. You wanted me to call. I'm having a conversation. During the conversation, have you thought about selling your house? I said, no, no, thank you. I'm not interested. Oh no, that usually don't happen, because if a person reach out to you on Instagram, social media, email, whatever, they usually want to have a conversation with. I'm talking about the person that you call and they said no. You call it for sale by owner. They say no. You prospecting, you working your open house list, and the person says no. Understand the meaning of no. It simply means I got to get through the no's to get to the yes. No simply means not now, maybe later. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm saying that they're actually saying not now, Rich, maybe later. Not now, Rich, maybe later. So I understand the meaning of no, and I'm hoping that you do the same. So this lead generation cycle, schedule time for prospecting. What should I do, friend? You should schedule time for prospecting. What should you do? You should schedule time for prospecting. Lead generation is your most critical activity. So scheduling and protecting your prospecting time is imperative. The morning is generally the best time for prospecting, as it ensures you don't get caught up in other activities and lose your day. right? Schedule time, schedule time, schedule time, schedule, schedule time. For me, best time to prospect is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. time-ish, 9 a.m. to 12 noon time frame. Best time to prospect. Calling people. Or Rich, what if they're at work? I'm leaving a voicemail message and then I'm making a note to follow up in the evening, follow up in late afternoon, or follow up the next day at a different time, right? But you got to schedule it first, and then you have to protect it second. If you prefer to prospect from 1 to 3, if you prefer to prospect 3 to 5, you prefer to prospect 4 to 6 p.m. because maybe you're in your business model in your area, your market, you have a higher success rate of connecting with people in those different time frames. Fine. My thing is schedule it first, protect it second. Put it on the calendar. Treat it like an appointment. If you're going on a listing appointment and the average sale price in your market is $450,000, but it's a $700,000 listing, the seller's motivated, and the seller says, "Yes, we're willing to pay top commission for this, and we're willing to do all of the repairs that you suggest." That's a motivated seller. And that appointment is scheduled at 1 p.m. You're not going to let anything interrupt that 1 o'clock schedule. Am I right? Say yes or no. Say yes or yes. If this is making sense, drop a 1 in the comment. Let me see you. Drop a 1 in the comment. Drop a 1 in the chat. Let me see it. Drop a 1 if this is making sense. Yeah, thank you so much. I see the 1. Thank you so much. I see the 1. I see the 1. It's making sense, right? So let's schedule time to prospect, and then we got to protect the time that we have scheduled for prospecting. No one is going to interrupt you on that listing appointment. Average sale price is $450,000. You got to sell it at $700,000. The seller says, "I'm going to do all the repairs you recommend. I'm going to stage your home, et cetera, and I'm willing to pay top commission for your service." Come on. Listen, listen, listen. You are not going to let anyone interrupt you for that appointment, right? You have to treat this prospecting the same way. Treat it the same way. No one is going to interrupt my time to lead generate. Lead generation is the lifeblood of your real estate business. Lead generation is the engine that moves your business forward. When agents' businesses become stagnant, they plateau, they're not going to the next level. And I sit down with them and we start dissecting their business. I start asking questions. I start looking at their behavior as a realtor. One of the common areas that there is a decrease in is prospecting, because we get so caught up on working the leads that are on the table that we forget about working the leads that to replace the business that's on the table. Here's the thing I discovered in real estate day one. Day one in real estate. When I realized that, well, I didn't discover this day one. I discovered this when I listed and sold my first house, my first year in real estate. I realized that once I sold a house, I was unemployed until I sold another house. I was unemployed. Until I sold another house. I said, "Oh, MG." Plus, my wife told me when I decided to get in real estate, my wife said, "Okay, you could try it." Because I had a friend that kept saying, "Rich, I think you'll be good in real estate. Rich, I think you'll be good in real estate. Rich." I said, "Okay, so let me give it a shot." So I got a real estate license. My wife said, "Okay, you could try for 6 months, but if it doesn't work," because I had just got laid off at the time. So I just stepped out, jumped into it, right? And so I discovered after I sold my first house, technically I'm unemployed. I had no income. So that's when I realized, oh man, I need to be talking to people every single day. And so my first year in real estate, I went from being number 55, the bottom, to the top 5 in 12 months. I missed being rookie of the year by like 1 or 2 transactions. I understood that there was a direct relationship between the number of people that I talked to as it relates to their desire to buy or sell real estate and the number of appointments and subsequently the deals that I closed. So you got to understand that about your business. That's why I'm very adamant about that protect your prospecting time. So understand here are the 4 laws of lead generation. These are the 4 laws of lead generation. Law number 1, build a database. You say, Rich, I already have a database built. Okay. Then for you, you're going to look at your database. You're going to start going through the list, go through the names, and you want to try to determine who are the people that I physically met and who are the people that I haven't met. And then you're going to determine who of the people that you haven't met, who are the people that I would like to meet. It's real easy. Going through my database, I'm going through my list, people that I've met, people that I haven't met. I'm at an open house. I'm doing an open house. There's a sign-in sheet. Everyone signs in the sign-in sheet on my open house. I tell that whether it's my listing or I'm doing an open house for another realtor. I say, hey, listen, and I put it on the seller. The seller the seller really strongly would like strongly, and I put it on the seller. Recommend that everyone we allow come in the house that they sign in, right? And I just have they can put their name, email address, at least a phone number. If you want to fill in the rest, how long you've been looking for a home, that's optional. But the seller recommend anyone that coming into his or her home, they sign in first. I'm sure you can understand that. Oh, sure, no problem. People sign in. They sign in. They sign in. I get the information. Then I take the information, put it into the database. Now, these are people I didn't really necessarily meet, but I would like to meet them. Right. So you just divide that database is the point that I'm making. Met versus haven't met. The second law for generate lead generation is that you got to feed your database every day. Feed your database every day. You got people that you met, people that you haven't met, people that you would like to meet, and people that maybe, people that you haven't met, you never met, right? But even though you never met them, you got their contact information from somewhere, but you haven't personally met them, you haven't talked to them. They are still in your database. They still are potential lead because they may not do business with you, but they may have a family member, friend, coworker, et cetera, that will. I remember when I did this 5-day challenge last month, and I had Shamia Lee. She's a mortgage professional at Fairway Independent Mortgage Company. Shamia said that she has a person in her database that they personally have never done business with her, but they've referred 4 other co-workers to her that she were able to get loans so they can buy homes. She said, and from her perspective, it's okay if that person never do business with them, just keep the referrals coming. So you got to feed that database every day. The third law of lead generation is that you got to communicate with that database in a systematic way. You got to communicate with your database in a systematic way. You got to communicate with your database how? Let me hear it, in a systematic way. You got to do an 8x8, 12x12, 33 touch process. And I'm going to touch on that lightly. And then the fourth thing, friend, is you have to service all the leads that come your way. Service all the leads that come your way. What should I do, Rich? I should service all the leads that come your way. Hey, friend, if this is making sense to you, drop a 1. Let me see you. Drop a 1 in the comment section. Thank you so much. And some of you are watching this on Facebook. Hey, listen, for those that are tuning in on Facebook, what city you're watching from? I'm curious what city or state you're watching from when you get a minute. So you want to build a database, you want to feed it every day, you want to communicate with it in a systematic way, and you want to service how many of the leads that come your way? You want to service all the leads that come your way. So here's one way of systematically interacting with the database, and we refer to it as an 8x8. Some other realtors may refer to it as something else. I call it an 8x8. The 8x8 is a high impact, high saturation technique. It's designed to put you in the number 1 position in the minds of everyone that you add to your Met database. Put you in the number 1 position in their mind. What does that mean? See, I have to have mind share first before I can get market share second. I have to have mind share first before I get market share second. What do you mean by mind share? I want to do everything that I can with the people that I've met to be in the number one position in their mind so that when they are thinking about buying or selling, when they are having conversation with friends, family, or coworkers about buying or selling, they say, hey, you know what? Here's a guy I know. Here's rich information. And then they're calling me if they're close, if they're my sphere of influence, then they're calling me and say, Rich, here's Sharon's name. Sharon is thinking about buying. Here's a phone number you can call her and reach her anytime after 6 p.m. Right? But you got to have mind share first before you get market share second. You have to carve out space in their mind. And you do that with a systematic way of interacting with the people that you have met. And the 8x8 is one way of doing that to get into the number one position in the minds of everyone that you add to your database. So let's take a look at a quick example of what an 8x8 looks like. This is an 8x8, right? Every single touch should have a quick reminder and instructions on how to give you referral business. Sometimes I see realtors have on the back of their cards referrals. We appreciate your referral. That's great. I'm simply saying add to that how. Email me, text me, right? Text info to whatever, right? So this is a sample 8x8, high impact, high saturation. Let's pretend I just met someone at an open house. By the way, friend, you create this 8x8 in advance so you are not thinking about what to send the person after you meet them. Create it in advance. If it's an open house, what are 8 messages that you intend to have with visitors of your open house in advance? If it's a buyer's consultation, right? If you have a buyer's consultation, you meet with buyers and you're talking about their desires to purchase real estate, what's your 8x8 follow-up communications? What does that look like for them? If it's sellers, you meet with someone that's thinking about selling their home, then that's an 8x8. What does your once a week, what does that communication look like? You figure it out. You create it first in advance before you have the conversation. So this person comes to my open house. I'm going to send them or drop off a handwritten note with my business card in. Then it's going to be a follow-up phone call. Well, typically for me now, if we're talking open house, I know I'm not talking about open house today or specifically this week, but my strategy with an open house is within 2 hours of the end of that open house, I'm reaching out to you. I'm wasting no time, right? You're going to be visiting other homes, right? Yes. Okay. So here's some information on this home and similar properties, and I'll be reaching out. We could talk soon. Okay, great. The open house ends at 4 o'clock. I wrap up. I sit in the parking lot. I wrap up. I go back to the office. I wrap up. I go home. I sit down and I start calling everyone that came to the open house. And I think of a question to ask them. Hey, Sarah, thank you for coming through the open house today. This is Rich. Just out of curiosity, what do you think about those taxes? Right? Open-ended question designed to get dialogue. But anyway, so the whole point here is 8x8 saturation. Send a handwritten note, follow the phone call. Week 3, I'm sending them something, or I'm dropping off an item of value. Week 4, I'm contacting them quickly to touch base, ask, is there anything I can do to help? And then I'm asking for a referral and an appointment. I'm asking for an appointment. Week 5, I'm sending an item of value. And again, these are things that we are determining in advance. We're not thinking each week. Once you create it, it's created. It becomes the process. It becomes the model for every visitor to your open house. Here's the process. Every buyer's consultation, this is what the follow-up looks like. For every listing presentation, this is what the follow-up looks like. Week 6, contact the individual, quickly touch base. Week 7, an item of value, drop off, send or drop something off. And week 8, contact individual. Again, I'm asking, is there anything I can do to help? Ask for a referral. What happens next, Rich? After an 8x8, they say yes, they say no, they say maybe. Then I move them. Then I move them. Then I move them to maybe once a month, twice a month, every 10 days. And again, that's a process, a system that I've already set up in advance. Right. I hope this is making sense. So this is an 8x8. A 12x12 is simply one contact a month. Maybe it's a newsletter. You generate a newsletter. Maybe once a month you write a blog, right? And you send the blog or you send the newsletter out to people that you have met or haven't met, or maybe you met them and they haven't committed to anything, but you're still touching them. You're still right. And then that 33 touch is simply saying every 7 or 10 days you're going to get something. Every 7 or 10 days you're going to get something. Here's the truth, friend. Success in 45 days or less will require you to work with only serious buyers and sellers. Only work with serious buyers and sellers. Listen, this happened to me a number of years ago. I'm doing real estate full time, but I was also speaking and training. I was traveling the country. I was going from New York to North Carolina, training real estate agents, sharing sales technique and how to build a business. And during the time, then I realized during that time that my real estate, actually my wife realized that my real estate business started to dwindle. And she said, "Hey, Mr. Wonderful." In my head, that's what she calls me. She said, "It's been a while since you closed a real estate deal." And I said, "You know what, hon, you're right. I've been busy traveling 3-4 days a week, speaking, training, helping real estate agents succeed in their business, and I wasn't paying attention to my business. So here's what I did. I did exactly what I told you to do today. I cut everything off and I said, for the next 90 days, I'm going to generate business. I'm going to get on the phone every day at 9 o'clock, and I'm not going to get off the phone until I set 2 appointments. I'm going to knock on doors. I'm going to do whatever." And I did that for 90 days. And in 90 days, I put $2 million in inventory. Now, then the average sale price for me in that particular market was $180,000. So I went from no listings and I put like 15 or 16 listings, and I did it in 90 days. Friend, listen, Rich isn't that smart, but I am committed. I understand a process, and that when you follow a process, especially a process that has already been determined and developed and it has success indicators, then you want to use it. You want to use it. See, I'm passionate about this, and if I'm coming across strong right now, I don't apologize for it, because I am really interested in seeing you succeed. It is easy to succeed in real estate. It's hard to fail. Do you realize, friend, that you and we have to make a conscious decision to fail in real estate? We have to make a conscious decision to fail in real estate, because it's easy to succeed in real estate. So the whole point, the truth is that it's going to take some work. If you want to see listings or new business in the next 45 days, it's going to take some work, and you're going to have to separate lookers from buyers. You are going to become intentional about working with motivated buyers and motivated sellers. You're going to be intentional about working with motivated buyers and motivated sellers. That's how you do it. So tomorrow, day 2, we are going to get deeper into marketing mastery. We're going to learn how to promote properties effectively in an online-driven process. I'm loving this. How to position our properties so that people call us. Did you know that you can list your home? You can create listings on Facebook. And as a matter of fact, I've done this again and again, time and time again. Put homes on Facebook, and I get leads. Every single time I do it, I get leads. And I'm going to show you I'm going to show you briefly because, again, we only have 60 minutes together. But if you position your properties right, if you do your marketing properly, you should get feedback from your posts. So how to position properties online, how to generate those leads, how to become a master in marketing. Because when you list a home, you simply follow a simple marketing formula. That's M plus E equals MP. M, Mary, P, Paul. M plus E equals MP. What does that mean, Rich? Marketing plus exposure equals maximum market price. Maximum market price. So, Fran, I mean, that's our time together. I sure hope day one was successful. And again, for those that are interested in the backstage pass, is $17. If you're interested in participating in backstage, where I'm doing one-on-one coaching as it relates to your business for at least 45 minutes, you can ask me questions. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So you have access in a VIP pass. Just let me know. I'll send you the link where you can pay the $17. We can add you to that private group. We can discuss more. Hey, friend, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Now, we never look down at anyone unless we're looking down to give them a hand up. I'll see you soon. Let's get it.